Okay, welcome back to another monthly plan with me. I'm a little late this month in setting up November, and that was due to the 2024 Cyberry Digital Planners launch. If you don't already know, I launched the 2024 Cyberry Digital Planners on Halloween, October 31st, so I'll have all of those links down in the description if you're interested in checking out the digital planner that I'm going to switch to today. So I'm going to start by changing my focus mode to Do Not Disturb, so I don't get disturbed with notifications or anything like that. The iPad I'm using is the M2 iPad Pro. This is the 12.9-inch size, and then the second generation Apple Pencil. This is my favorite iPad. It's my favorite size of iPad, though I really do love the mini. But everything else, when it comes to drawing and digital planning and things like that, I like using this size. Love using mini for travel and just kind of throwing in my bag. So now I'm going to go ahead and kind of move over into the 2024 version of Cyberry. I'm actually going to go with the mini version. So the 2024 Cyberry Digital Planners actually comes with a mini version of the Cyberry Planner, and that just covers the last 2 months of the year. So November 2023 and December 2023, so you can start planning right away in your Cyberry, and then you can move over into the full 2024 version whenever the time comes for that. So I actually need to go ahead and get that set up because currently I was using the Midyear version of the Cyberry planners. So here is a look if GoodNotes will load. GoodNotes has been having quite a few issues lately since the launch of GoodNotes 6. There have been blank screens and crashing for some people, so if you're experiencing that, you're not alone. There are tons of people who are currently experiencing that. So got some new tools in GoodNotes. We got links and a ruler and a color dropper. All right, so this is, where is my Midyear planner? So here's a look at my Midyear planner. This is very tentative for November, and that's just because I really needed to get some things down. Here's a look back at October. I've pretty much had the same planning style for the last like two and a half years. Essentially since Cyberry, the very first edition came out, I really adapted a very functional workflow and design as far as my spreads. I'll add a few decorative elements as I see fit, but most of it's just kind of functional and using the widget stickers and using icons and the text tool. So let's go ahead and get started with moving over into the mini 2023 version of my Cyberry planner. So I'm going to head into files because that is where I have those. If you purchase the Cyberry 2024 planners, you will have tutorials on how to access your downloaded files and all of that stuff. And sorry if my throat is just doing some weird things today. Okay, so I typically like using the landscape light mode version of planners, and so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go with the Apple integration version, and I'll just share this to my GoodNotes app, and we'll import this as a new document. So we'll just import that. And this is the download library, and this is how you can access and download your Cyberry planners after you purchase them. So for the Cyberry planner, for the mini version, we're just choosing a weekly start. The full version of Cyberry actually has where you can customize the horizontal weekly layout if you want. Now I'm a Sunday start girly, so I'll choose this option, and then here I can download my planner. So it's going to pull it up in this Safari window, and then I can just share this to GoodNotes and get set up with my mini Cyberry. So I'm going to import that, and then I'm actually just going to come in here and change the name. So we'll call this 2023 November through December, just so I know. I hate how Scribble doesn't always recognize capital letters. All right, so there we go. Got my Cyberry all ready to go. And this just covers November and December, so I won't be able to click into these, January through October, things like that. So I'm gonna go into November, and here's what it looks like. It looks very similar to the Midyear planner. The Midyear planner was kind of the sweet spot for kind of a nice, cleaner, functional design for Cyberry. So just to show you a comparison of what that looks like compared to calendar version of Cyberry. So here is let's click into November. Here's what November 2023 looks like in the 2023 version of Cyberry. And then if we go into the newer version, we got some differences here. So it looks like the boxes are quite larger, you know, things are kind of spaced out more appropriately. We actually have the monthly calendars more visible, so we don't have to click into this and access kind of hidden calendars there. And yeah, just quite a few stylistic changes that feel really nice to use. And there's a lot less clutter, and these buttons take up a lot less space, and it just feels a lot nicer to use. So I've really been enjoying the Cyberry Midyear, and I'm happy to finally bring that over into the 2024 version of Cyberry. Okay, so to set this up, let's go back to my Midyear planner. And what I like to do is, since I generally have the same planning style for my months, I like to just go back to the previous month and copy and paste over the highlights and the text and the stickers that I've made. So these icons here, these are how I denote bills and payments and things like that, and they are in my planning icons and labels sticker pack, which I can link below. So I like to just go in, copy over my bills. The text is called Enter, and that's the font that is used in Cyberry, and you can download and use that for free. And then I actually just used a pastel highlighter color. So we'll paste that into our planner here. And I like to just have all of my bills over. Some of them are on auto pay, but it's nice to know when I can expect that to hit from my account. So we'll paste these in here. Then I actually do have one more payment that is new this month that I need to add in there. And I'll just move this over a little bit. So I'm going to turn off images and handwriting so I can just pick up this text and kind of move it over a bit. And then we'll turn that back on under lasso. And just because I'm curious, they finally added a ruler, which, yay, I guess. It's kind of a long time coming for this. Just wanted to kind of mess with that a bit, see what that's like. Interesting. Yeah, there's not really a way to mess up a ruler here. So we'll just erase that. Okay, now that I have that in there, going back, let's see. I do like to add in my appointments. So I do have physical therapy, and I'm just going to copy that over. And this sticker right here is actually just an emoji, of course. I used the text tool and added that little guy in there. It's really fun to be able to decorate with emojis as well. So let's see when my physical therapy appointment is actually due. So what I like to do is kind of put in appointments as they are kind of told to me or decided on in my Apple Calendar, and then I'll reference that in the background while I'm adding these to my digital planner, just so I can sit down and plan the month all at once, and it's really helpful that way. So my physical therapist appointment is on the 7th. And then I like to denote appointments and things like that in orange. And then I do have a health insurance appointment on the 9th. So put that in there. And here I'm just using Scribble, which can sometimes be hit or miss, but it's really helpful to still be able to write things out. And then we have our orange highlighter, and that's the wrong setting. So I use it on 6.95. Oops. Then I can just lasso and move that guy where I want him. So we have health insurance, and then I do have a prenatal appointment. And so I'll just copy this over from this. And again, I use an emoji, a little baby bottle here, to denote that. So we'll copy and paste this over. And then I'm going to deselect handwriting. So I can move this over. Might need to resize it a bit so it fits. These lasso selections are really helpful for kind of being more granular about what exactly you want to pick up with your Apple Pencil. It's really helpful to be able to move things around and not move other things. So I really use a lot of these selectors a lot. So this is probably like my most used kind of thing within, Google or within GoodNotes, aside from, my pencil tool or my text tool in this. So I have all of that in there, and I think that is it as far as appointments that I have right now. So yeah, I do want to make a note to check our meal prep this day. So put that in there. Just have that little note in there. And then I do have my shower on this day. And I'll go ahead and denote that with an orange highlight as well. There. And then we have, Veterans Day and Thanksgiving Day and Election Day and just all of those things also to add. I don't normally add holidays, too many holidays, at least to my digital planner, but we will add Thanksgiving for this. And I might use some Thanksgiving stickers instead of a highlight here, but I have to see. All right, let's see. I need to turn my handwriting back on. I'm gonna turn that off so I can move my Thanksgiving. All right, there we go. Awesome. And then because of the holidays and my shower, I have kind of a little vacation here. Might need to check on the end date on this specifically, but I know it starts the 22nd. So there we go. I think I have all of that set up how I want for my calendar and appointments. Got quite a bit going on actually for this month, which is exciting. And then, yeah, that's what we have going on for us. For my October plan with me, I didn't show this in my plan with me because I actually added this later, but every Monday I try to work on things to kind of prepare for my maternity leave. I do work for myself, so I kind of have to be more aware of kind of taking maternity leave and making sure I have things prepped so things are running smoothly behind the scenes while I'm dealing with baby. And so I've implemented these Maternity Mondays where I kind of set aside either the whole day or most of the day to doing work that won't be shown or used until like 3 months from now when baby is here. And so what I actually did was I just wrote this out. So I just wrote out Maternity Day, and then I actually used the watercolor in the Notes app to kind of use that as well. So I might redo that and make it more kind of fall themed, since this is not necessarily fall themed. So let's go and write in Maternity Monday and then also have our Notes app for that. So I'm going to pull up Notes, and you can see where I used my watercolor here. And I'm just going to select the watercolor tool and then maybe a fun kind of fallish color to say that's Maternity Monday. Kind of hard choosing a color that I like from this, but I don't feel like looking one up. Maybe that. We'll see what that looks like. Oh, it didn't save it. And I lost it. That's okay. Yeah. Well, now let me get rid of that. So if you haven't used the Notes app in a bit, there have been few new tool additions. And then I'm just going to press and hold, copy, go back to my GoodNotes, and then we'll hit paste. Now we have this fun little watercolor. I will tap to crop this down a bit. Use the rectangle. To have a nice little watercolor detail here. And then I'll probably use a white pen tool for this. I'm gonna turn my iPad to the side just so it's easier for me to kind of write out Maternity Monday. I might actually start in black and not write on the image just yet. So we'll use a blank box here. There. And that's just how I kind of drew that out and set that up. And then we'll see what this looks like. We'll change this to white. Gonna have it stand out against that a bit. And that's how I have it set up. Or at least that's how I did it last month. So same with this month. And then I like to just copy it and paste it to remind myself that these days are mostly dedicated or entirely dedicated to my maternity preparation. And I'll just leave that one without a sticker, but I already know. Okay, so now that we have that in there, let's see if I need to add anything else before I go in with my work schedule. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in with my YouTube. This is from the Essential Icons pack. So if I pull that pack up over to the side so I can show that to you. Stickers, 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 here we go. So this is from the Essential Icons sticker pack. I really, really love this sticker pack because it has all of the essential icons in nice neutral colors. We have kind of a darker color. We have this more kind of beigey and neutral grayish color, and then white. And you can actually color in these symbols, the white ones especially, to kind of color code. And I think those are really nice. And it just has all of the icons I would need when kind of planning out things, and so I like to use these. And then I also have the planning icons and labels pack, which is just the icons itself without the circles and then a few labels thrown in. But this has been one of my favorite sets lately, and I really like the social media section because I'm on social media and kind of rely on social media for KDigitalStudio, so that's really nice. So this is where I got my YouTube icon from, and I'll just kind of lasso copy and paste that over into my planner. And I don't have set days anymore for uploading to YouTube. It's essentially whenever I can get a video up that week. And since I've launched the Cyberry planners already, my priority next is YouTube tutorials and kind of getting back to like OG KDigitalStudio. And so I'm really excited about that. I'm feeling pretty fired up about it actually. So I'm gonna paste in my icon here and we'll make him a little bit smaller. And I like to kind of denote KDigitalStudio stuff as this kind of pastel purple. And so I like to just color this essential icon in. And this is an icon I have been using throughout the months, and I was just walking you through how I set that up. Normally I just copy and paste it over, but it can be helpful to kind of see how I originally set that thing up. Okay, so here I'll have a YouTube video, and I'm just going to have YouTube video written out next to this. And then whenever I have a schedule or an idea for that week, I'll just change that text for that. So I'm actually just going to lasso all of this together and copy and paste. Probably won't have these go up on Friday specifically, but just something to keep in mind for a YouTube video to go up that week. And then once I have a YouTube schedule planned, or videos planned, then I can go in and add that where my YouTube video text placeholder is. So we'll have those placed there. Though for this week in particular is probably going to be a December plan with me. And then the week after that, we'll have the 2024 digital planner setup video. So those ones for sure I want to go up those weeks. So we'll have that there. Perfect. So I got those two planned, those two ideas. So those are 2 videos you can look forward to, and I will plan out the other 3 depending on how my filming goes for those. So now that I have that set up, let's see. The only other thing that I really like using and adding to my monthly calendars lately, aside from how many weeks I am, is also kind of these floating widgets, which I will hop into and grab. But I'm gonna go ahead and get these guys first. So what I'm going to do is hop back over into this, and let's see, I'm 27 weeks this week, and I'm actually just gonna copy and paste these over into my mini, and I like to have those just at the top. And these also are a good reference for me because I like to journal weekly about my pregnancy, and then of course take, you know, a bump photo. And so those are just kind of my reminders, and it's also really helpful just to seeing how many weeks I am instead of like kind of counting back from my due date. So that way I know it on the fly. So then I can just go in and adjust these. So this one's 28. Did not register that as 28 at all. There we go, 28. This one will be 29. Got 30. Oops. Come on, Scribble. Yeah, this is one of the things that I hate about using the text tool in some of these apps. And it's almost all note-taking apps. It's just not as great. It's just not as great. Okay, so 31, we're getting close to the end here. All right, and then this denotes 3rd trimester. So I'm just going to have a little line up to the side. And we'll do 3rd try here. So that's exciting. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my widgets that I love to use. I like to have 2 different ones, one for personal and one for work. I'm just going to grab the same widget. They're offered in a variety of colors, and I think I'm going to go with the pink one. Or maybe the purple one. We'll go with the pink one, since I don't have pink on my spread just yet. And I like how all of these colors that I use are just kind of cohesive and go really well together, which is nice. So usually I like to find a spot, normally in this corner, of things I don't have going on, but I actually have quite a bit going on this month, and there's not really a good place for this to live. So I'm gonna put it in the bottom right corner actually. And then I'm just going to move or delete that, since I'll already know it's a Maternity Monday and I already know it's gonna be 31 weeks. So I'm just gonna put that in that corner actually, and I'll remove this. So here I'm going to put kind of ongoing projects for KDigitalStudio. Okay, so those are kind of 3 ongoing projects that I want to be thinking about. And then on my other calendar, I have kind of home projects that we want to work on. And I do have a running list with my husband already on projects we want to work on. So I don't think I'll add it this time to my planner, since a lot of the things that we want to do are just kind of really small things that we could do in, you know, a matter of hours if we just kind of set the time aside to do those. So I'm not going to pull over those projects or that project widget from my calendar. So this is going to be my monthly setup for November. And I think that is all that I need to set up for this month for this. So yeah, that's kind of how I set up every month in my planner. Just really simple and easy. I really like having everything look like it belongs together. I really like using the text tool and the highlighters to kind of denote these things. I think it looks like what your Google Calendar or Apple Calendar will look like. Of course, I think it looks so much nicer, and I can add emojis and my own custom icons and kind of little details like this, which are really nice. So this is how I like to plan my month. Lately I haven't really been going in and doing more granular planning, like a daily page, for instance. I really like big picture planning, kind of seeing things in a bigger picture, you know? So I like to use my monthly calendar, and I normally set up my weekly calendars kind of that week, since a lot of times, you know, things change and I don't necessarily have the same week to week, especially, you know, working for KDigitalStudio. So this is how I'm going to set up this month in my digital planner, you know, just something quick and easy. And I think it looks great and it's functional, and I know what's coming up, and I think that's what's most important. So I hope you enjoyed this plan with me, and this is using the 2024 Cyberry and the 2023 mini planner that comes with that planner. So yeah, happy to move over, and I'm very excited to move over fully into 2024 Cyberry. So if you have any questions, I am happy to answer them down in the description below, or down in the comments below, but in the description I will have everything that I used in this video if you want to kind of match my planning style or kind of try it out for yourself and see how it works for you for the month. So I hope you have a lovely, lovely November. It's kind of already November, but I hope it's off to a great start. And yeah, I'll see you in my next plan with me or in my next YouTube video. So bye everyone.